Everybody shut up and action! Is Squid Game a good show? Before I get into my thoughts and discussion, I know the thumbnail, not the thumbnail, the title is a little clickbaity. Oh, Gi-hun is evil, something along those lines. I haven't thought it out, but I know I want the thumbnail title to be something relating to calling Gi-hun evil. And people might be like, how the hell is this guy evil? I will get to that in the spoiler aspect of this video, which will be at this timestamp. I don't want to clickbait you on that discussion. So I'm assuming you've seen this show, so you will want to go to this timestamp to hear about that. But if you're here to hear about my entire review thoughts and then on to the spoiler discussion, we'll start with the non-spoiler part and talk about my review of the show. Squid Game is an absolute beauty of a show. It is one of the most popular shows in the world, releasing in 2021. Absolute beauty of a show that had the world hooked. It was so good, in fact, that, I had an exam the next day, and I was kind of stuck watching this all night long. But don't worry, I did well on my exam, but yeah, this show was kind of straying me away from the path of studying. But yeah, besides that, this show is gripping. It is really entertaining. But then season 2, a season where we're like, oh my god, Netflix is money farming. Why would they make a season 2? This was an absolute beauty of a show. They ruined the ending by doing that clickbaity thing. We're going to make a season 2. They're doing this. But season 2 was a banger. Oh my god, I did not see that coming. I don't think many people in the world did. But season 2 absolutely slapped. Netflix actually made a banger decision there. I respect you, Netflix. Good job. But then they decided to split season 2 into 2 halves, which they would name season 2 and season 3. And that is kind of where we are now. Season 3 just released last Friday, and I was waiting for that, and I already binged it in a day because it was absolutely good, but not as good as the other 2 seasons. I honestly think they should have released it with season 2 entirely, but Netflix wanted to money farm a little and be like, okay, this is a popular show, we'll give you half of it now and another half later. I don't know why. I highly doubt there was any editing or filming left to do, but that's just Netflix for you. But regardless, it was a banger show. It was a really interesting concept and a really interesting end. The entire concept and premise of this show is essentially poor people exist on this planet. They exist on our planet too. It's just a reflection of humanity, but on a fictional world where there are games being held, where poor people are given the chance to go to an island to play it in games. Like people who are in debt. They're poor because they're in debt or in heavy poverty, and they're given a chance to play games to try and make money. But the catch is, they're making so much money that it could change their life. And nothing in this world comes for free, so you're gambling your life. If you lose at a single game, you are dead. And that makes for a really interesting, unique concept and an interesting show in general. So this show, it really questions humanity. It's a show that provides a lot of gripping interest in the games itself. How will these characters interact with one another? How will they make friends? How will they make enemies? How will they approach these games in a concept where the only way you make money is by surviving the games, and the only way the pot of money you could win increases is with the number of people who die. So let's say there are 456 people in a game. If 400 people die, you get like 400 billion won or whatever. I think that's a conversion rate. But the only way you can win money is with more people dying. So it's a lot of questioning of, are you going to kill everyone, or are you going to try to maximize the number of people who will survive with you so that you can all split the money? And it's a very complex show in that matter on how these humans will interact with one another approaching this sort of scenario. Because everyone loves money, whether you're rich. That's why the rich keep farming more money, because they want to get richer. Poor people, I don't want to be insensitive, but in this case, those people there are also poor. They're in poverty. They're in debt. They're in heavy debt. They also want money so they can get out of the debt and then hopefully just live normal lives. But that is the interesting aspect of this show. How all their social situations, how their social status, how everything impacts their ability, how it impacts their situation, and how they approach the games. And yeah, that show provides an interesting social perspective on the psyches of these characters and how they approach the games. And then the games themselves are interesting because these are games a lot of us have played in our childhood, or they're games that we are learning that are brand new and we kind of want to play as adults now because they're kind of fun, I'm in the West, I live in Canada, and I'm learning about games from Korea, and these games seem kind of fun and interesting, and I would love the chance to play them with people, They are fun and interesting games, but with the entire aspect of life on the line, it provides a whole new excitement behind the games, because people are already watching sports for whatever excites them. People are fascinated by watching sports play. But one thing people are more fascinated by than sports in our world is violence. Whether you like it or not, a lot of people are against violence where death is involved. But to a degree where fights are breaking out, people are interested in that. No one, in our modern society, people aren't a big fan of death, but they are fine with fights. People watch UFC because they want to watch people fight. People are a fan of hockey, yes, because hockey is a really fun and exciting sport to watch. It's fast-paced, but at the same time, the fights that are allowed in hockey are fun. When fights break out in games like soccer or basketball, yes, people are like, hey, break it up. We don't want to see you guys get sent off the game. We want our teams to win. Oh, don't hurt each other. But at the same time, people are fascinated by wanting to watch the fights, you know? That is just the thing of human nature. Like, humans tend to be fascinated by fights. But even more so in the past, when humans used to have gladiator fights and all this, where their lives were actually on the line, and people were also fascinated by death back then. Obviously, societies have evolved since then, and societies have changed. What their interests have changed, but a degree of interest in violence still persists. Yeah, and this show is just a really unique and interesting show that really has you gripped on watching these characters and their psyches explore through this show, and the journey through this show, and then see how they will interact with one another in an effort to try and maximize the amount of money they can win to try and change their lives. That is the entire premise of the show, and it provides a really interesting, unique watch with season 2 W even further immersed into the show, the stories, the psyches, and it's a story of selfish behavior. Are humans truly selfish? Are all humans selfish? Will they prioritize their lives on the line, or will they actually make an effort to try and save others' lives too? How will humans behave when their lives are on the line? How will humans behave when they can save other people with them? How will humans behave in general? That is a lot of what this show provides you an insight of, especially in this fictitious universe. And yeah, that is all what this show is. That is my spoiler-free discussion. We're about to enter the spoiler discussion, so I will say this show is an absolute banger. I give it a solid 95%. Absolute beauty. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you, the creators of Squid Game. This was an amazing. I know they're making a Squid Game USA version now. I doubted Squid Game season 2 and 3, so I don't want to doubt Squid Game USA or whatever they're going to call that. All I'm going to say is I know it starts filming in December. If you're looking for actors, shoot me with an audition script, because, you know, I don't know where to find those things, but I would love to be in the show for legit, because I like acting and I like movies, and I would love to be in the show. Oh, but that's my shameless plug right there. But, you know, or shameless audition request. But, you know, this was a good show. If you haven't seen it for some reason, definitely check it out. Alright, now on to the spoiler discussion, the point I think a lot of people are here for if anyone's actually going to watch this video, you know? So, Squid Game Season 2 and 3. It is an entire journey into understanding the psyche of human behavior. Are humans truly selfish? I believe that was the key question being asked. Are humans truly selfish? How will humans behave with their lives on the line? Will they save their fellow man or not? Will they just sacrifice and kill as many people as they can to try and raise the amount of money in the pot? Or will they actually try to win the game with their friends? How will they react when they are forced to kill people? Honestly, Squid Game Season 2 and 3, I'll just refer to them both as Squid Game Season 2 because it's just one Squid Game and it just feels like they were split apart for no reason. But in Squid Game Part 2, Season 2, everything about it feels like it's just there to challenge Gi-hun and are humans truly selfish? That was the key question, and it feels like it's all there to just challenge Gi-hun. In Squid Game Season 2 versus Season 3, it was kind of in our heads that, Squid Game wasn't really running between the first game that we saw and then this new game that we're seeing. But like in Season 3, it was kind of showcased by seeing the folders that it was continuing to run and Gi-hun just couldn't find them. But here, we're just seeing that this version of Squid Game, like, the Squid Game people were probably keeping an eye on Gi-hun, and, like, that's my theory, at least. And in this case, they're just giving him a chance back into the game since he caught them, and they're saying, like, okay, we'll give you a chance to return. And every game in this case was designed in a way to challenge Gi-hun's premise that, oh my god, humans are good people. We are not wild beasts. We have good in ourselves. We are capable of working together. We are not selfish beings only caring about our own lives. That was a big thing in season, that was a big core theme in Season 2. With the key element of Season 2 being that the frontman wanted to prove that humans are brutal and selfish when it comes to their lives on the line, Gi-hun was approaching it with the essence of wanting to say that humans are not like that. Like, a cool perception that I was talking with people online and that they pointed out was that, oh my god, at the beginning of the ending line was like, it was like horses, they don't bet, humans are not horses. Humans, we are human. Humans are ... leaving it open-ended. And that was really interesting because at the beginning of the show, we see Gi-hun betting on horses, treating them like below human type of beings. I mean, yes, horses are technically below humans because we are the alpha species on this planet. To our knowledge, there could be a Godzilla residing under the ocean's depths, and that would immediately take over the world as an alpha species. But like, to our knowledge, humans are the alpha species, largely thanks to our technological innovations. We have guns, we have weapons, we have nukes. If a human walk into a tiger den with a fist, high chances they're gonna get cooked. But if they walk in with a rifle, chances are the tiger is cooked. But like, weapons are the main reason humans are the alpha species. And yeah, humans are there. Gi-hun was there betting on horses, treating them as beneath him, treating them as entertainment for himself. And in this case, that's what the VIPs are doing here. They're treating all these poor people, indebted people, as entertainment for their own purposes, for their own gambling. They're just tired of horse racing, I guess, and just treating humans as their new horses. Oh yeah, we're above you because we're rich, we have money. Is that good? Obviously, no one likes being treated below another human, so to majority of people, I would assume that's not a good perception for the rich people there. But like, yes, I'm using rich and poor lightly there, but like, I'm just trying to simplify the discussion a little. But you know, like, they're just treating them as entertainment for their own values. They're tired of like movies and sports games, I'm assuming, and wanted something a little more exciting. And this does provide excitement, clearly, since majority of the world is really excited watching these games themselves. I mean, most people aren't even exploring these games from these deep psychological things because they don't care. And I'm not trying to put myself above them. I'm interested in this deep psychological thing because it's provoked thoughts within me, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this show have also these thoughts provoked within them. But I can't deny that I didn't feel a sense of excitement watching these games myself, feeling the tension. Oh, how will these relationships survive? How will these relationships develop? Oh my god, how are these friends and enemies going to interact with one another? Oh my god, what's going to happen overnight when they can raise the pot by killing one another? Oh my god, oh my god. And then the games themselves also being exciting to the point that a lot of people outside of in our real world playing these games themselves, whether it be for a viral reel or just playing them for fun with themselves. Everyone's excited by the concept of this game, of these games, and the Squid Game thing, Squid Game world, and just fascinated watching these people like it's a reality TV show. Like, so a lot of people can't diss the VIPs when they're watching the show, like the VIPs themselves. Not to say don't watch the show, but like they're treating it like pure entertainment, not crying for these people's lives themselves. I mean, some people will, but like after they have their entertainment value succeeded, you know. But like, the reason I was thinking that Gi-hun is evil, or he's not actually evil, but like he counters his own point by being selfish himself as well. Because in season 1, in the Marbles game, he plays an entire deceptive role trying to protect his own life while deceiving 001, the old man, who was the VIP, which we found out much later. But he was trying to deceive him to try and make sure he comes out alive. He was being selfish there. He was being brutal there, presumably more so by firstly choosing him as his partner, thinking it would be a partner game, but then immediately trying to deceive him to make sure he survives. Like, he's already disproving himself there, so there's that entire huge shift where his morale suddenly shifts. Like, oh my god, like, I mean, obviously it's naturally developed. Like, we could see that entire change throughout the show. Like, he's feeling more and more guilt-ridden about that thing. He gets more guilt-ridden every time he sees his friends kill people, especially when his childhood friend killed the girl in the final 3, and then furthermore when he had to kill his friend, or his friend suicided. I forgot the ending from season 1, but from that aspect. But you know, he gets more and more guilt tripping, and then he gets to the point where he doesn't want to spend that money and dedicate his life instead of going back to his child, but rather to, you know, try and put an end to these games. And he's more selfish in wanting to go back in a hero complex motive. Like, he wants to be a hero who puts an end to these games. Like, he might not typically portray that, but the more I've been thinking about this, it just feels like he's trying to be a hero, trying to save these games, and he sort of breaks down during these games that, oh my god, humans, there's nothing I can do to stop these games, I must accept my fate, just kill me, just kill me, just kill me. And then to the end degree, he just showcases, yes, we are humans, humans are ... and like tries to disprove himself as being a selfish creature by killing himself to save the baby. But the reason I still call him selfish is because he wanted to go to end these games in a hero complex mode of trying to enter the games to try and save people's lives, when he had 3 years to completely dismantle the games from its purpose. These games run on the premise that there are poor people who would be willing to put their lives on the line to make a life-changing amount of money, sacrificing other people's lives in the process. Just a quick thought that appeared in my mind I wanted to discuss was that obviously not all poor people are in the position where like, oh yes, I will kill you to make sure I can make more money. Like I've seen viral videos of poor people who've been given money by competing against another poor person, like in arm wrestle or something. Like some people on the streets, like someone made a viral TikTok of this, I think, and it was like, oh yes, I won, but like, you know, I'll split the money half and half with you. Like there are good moments like that. These aren't games where stress, life is on the line, whatnot, because obviously that will impact people's decision making as well. But like there it is shown in our own real world that there is good when people make money like that. But like in this game, it is shown that there are a lot of poor people in this world. He wants to end these games, but instead of going back into the games to try and end the games by attacking the people who run the games, because he didn't think about it from the perspective that all the people who are shooting and killing aren't people who are in debt too. Clearly, they could also be people in debt or have no moral compass. But regardless, actually, I think that was a stupid thought I just had. I don't think any of those people who were masked men were poor. They were just selected for being ruthless in a degree where they wouldn't mind killing people, I think, to get over their own trauma or something. I don't know. Just ignore that thought. But, you know, he, instead of going back into the game, this is the key point of why I think he was evil. He's not actually evil, he was just selfish. Now, the key reason I think he was selfish was because he could have used the 4.56 billion won that he didn't want to touch because he thought it was blood money. He could have used that to just dismantle poverty in society. Like, you could see the guy who plays the Dochak game, whatever it's called, like, he just gave people the option between gambling or taking food to survive another day. Everyone chose gambling. No, barely anyone chose wanting to take food because everyone wanted to excited of a one-time gamble opportunity to change their entire life. Because if they won a crap ton of money. So that entire scene was an entire showcase of his frustration in that, or like maybe it's not frustration, but you know, just societal frustration from us that you could take the money, you could take food and have some sustenance to try and work on something, to try and make something of yourself. Who knows, like even though it's just one meal, you know, you could try to enjoy that one meal, make it last a long period of time so you can actually get stuff done to try and change your life. Or you could just take that one-time gamble, and most people chose to gamble. So it's just a bit of frustration there. And Gi-hun had the opportunity to use that money to try and change these people's lives, change the entire infrastructure, maybe make a couple hotels. He had an entire hotel that he could have used to house all these poor people and give them, and then use his 4.56 billion won to try and give them further opportunities, to give them work, maybe run the hotel with them, a hotel chain run by these guys as their workers, paying them a salary so they can work off their debt and not have to be put in a position where they gamble their lives away. Like, obviously these examples, and this, I feel like this was just a really basic thought I have, and obviously this is a very basic example, but like, I feel like there might be rebuttal to this, which I just haven't thought up yet, because this is, I usually think things through a lot, and I don't find a counter argument to my thing for a long while, but like, maybe if you have a counter argument, you can put that in the comments. But yeah, so far this is where my thought has developed to on that aspect of him being evil or selfish. And you know, like, it's like he had the opportunity to give these people jobs, change their lives from this manner, and yeah, it would be a much slower progress for them to pay off their debt, but at least he would get rid of the root audience that the Squid Game people are trying to target to bring into their game. And if that root audience disappears, the games would die because there is suddenly no people willing to risk their lives for those games. Granted that in the beginning, like, a lot of people would be deceived to participate in the games too because they didn't know they were going to die, which was like the one part of the games which I thought was evil. But they couldn't do that without, they needed to do that because otherwise no one would sign up for the games to begin with. And you know, and they only pay for every dead person. So I get it, but at the same point, that is just pure evil. If like, the entire game is based off democracy, they should have told them beforehand. But you know, well, besides that, everything about it felt to a degree kinda fair. Like, if it's a democratic process, most people voted to continue playing. Like, firstly, you didn't even come there without you wanting to be there, and then second, you can't leave unless majority of people want to leave, and if they leave, then you're allowed to leave with whatever money. But you know, at the same time, of course, they're being very deceptive to try and make people stay, so you can kind of never consider them good people or moral people. That is your decision. I don't even know my own thought process on that right now. But you know, from that standpoint, I feel like Gi-hun could have totally at least eliminated the target audience from a large degree, reducing the pool where they wouldn't even have 456 people playing. Obviously, people would play to try thinking it's games, and then once their lives on the line, they might stay, they might leave. But most people, I think, would want to leave because no amount of money is worth their lives, even if it just goes to the families of the deceased, like in season 1. Whereas in season 2, it was like it would go to the people in the game, which was the factor contributing to them wanting to stay. Otherwise, they would have left in the second game. Or that's how I feel, at least. But it's factors like that. But like I feel like after the first game is played and a lot of people die, a lot of people would still want to leave if they were a little more well off and not severely in debt, because they know they have jobs where they can make proper money and slowly pay everything off. And yeah, that's the key point on why I think Gi-hun is evil, and the story just develops from there, questioning, oh my god, is humanity selfish? Is humanity not selfish from these various perspectives? And it really delves you further into the question a lot of people's psyches, because it's like a mother is killing her own son. Like, you see this relationship develop throughout the entirety of season 2 and season 3, and you're like, why would you kill your own son to save a baby? Like, yes, you gave birth to, you helped the mother of the baby give birth to it, so you brought the baby into the world through the mother, but you're willing to sacrifice your own son? Like, I get you were willing to sacrifice yourself to your son to help your son survive, but you weren't going to let your son kill a baby? Like, I get that as a mother. Like, you would not want to see your son go so desperately evil to the point where he would kill a baby for his own survival. So I guess from that standpoint, you could see her as trying to save her son from that sort of guilt trip, because she also knows her son that would probably kill him from the inside, and she couldn't bear the aspect of having killed her son, so she committed suicide too. Like, that entire psyche development, like, I just understood that now. Like, it took me, I was thinking on it for so long, like, how is this possible? And I just understood that right now. But, like, it is so mind-blowing to understand all these psyches and, like, how they are interested, how they are intertwined with one another. Because a lot of these people are genuinely unable to kill another being because they have human feelings, emotions, and they just don't want to kill another being. And what does it mean to be human? That is another part of this show that is really questioned. What does it mean to be human? You hear it all the time. Be human, have some humanity. What does that mean? Humans are not good things. Humans are not good creatures. We're inherently evil. We're inherently looking for violence. We're inherently looking for conflict. Like, there's a reason world peace isn't possible. Like, we can get close, but it's not possible because anytime we get close to peace, humans will look for conflict because that develops excitement within them. It develops emotional urges, and that's what humans crave. They want emotional excitement. If things get peaceful, things will scale out. There won't be as much emotional tension or excitement, and that's why thrillers like this are good. It really excites our emotional excitement and emotional tensions, and just gets us excited from those perspectives. And that a lot of drama in this world, the reason people are excited by gossip and drama and everything is because they like tension, they like excitement. And obviously I might be nuanced right now and I might not understand everything about this world. I'm still young, I'm still learning about the world, but like, from what I've learned about the world so far, humans just love conflict and tension and excitement from those things. Like, no one wants to die, but no one will admit it, but humans crave for that type of entertainment. They treat it as entertainment. Or if they're involved, they'll gladly just yell about it all the time until someone dies. But like, or even more people die after that. But like, humans are kind of like that. These are like really not thought out, too well thoughts right now that I'm getting at because I'm thinking them as I go. But like, that's how thoughts develop. You discuss them until you find multiple viewpoints around it. But like, this show really messes with you. What does it mean to be human? This is not who you are. You shouldn't kill a man. Oh my god, I killed a man. I should kill myself too now. Like, it just makes you question, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean you are not like that? You're not be human. Like, does it mean to be human that sacrifice your own life to save other people's lives, don't kill other people? Like, that just doesn't make sense to the degree of like, do you not want to live? It's a human urge to live. If someone holds your head underwater, you will fight with every ounce of strength in your body to survive, even if it means killing the other person or badly hurting the other person to make sure you can get out of the water to breathe. That's not your decision. Your mind's not thinking. It's just your natural human response. So, if that's the human response, does being human mean killing other people to save your own skin? I don't know. That is just a deep thought that it's just, this show really provokes within you. And then, of course, this is the entire games. I know a lot of people were theorizing, oh, the game's going to be the trolley question or monkey bars or something or the other. And it's like, to a degree, I think everyone was wrong. I don't think anyone would have guessed these last few games because, of course, killing people, hide and seek with killing people, that was a nasty twist. Like, actually forcing the contestants to kill one another. And if you're not strong-willed enough to kill someone, you're gonna die. Like, oh my god, that was an insane twist. I did not see that game coming at all. And then, you know, there was the second game of, like, jump rope, which was exciting, but at the same time, like, oh my god, how? And then this final game of the Squid Game where pushing people off was like, goddamn. But, like, I don't think anyone could have predicted these games, but all these games fall in line with the key theme of, you know, the frontman trying to prove to Gi-hun that humans are selfish. Each game was designed in a way where it was testing all these humans' abilities to choose, do I choose to save myself or do I choose to save other people with me? How I can help save everyone's lives while saving myself, and putting them in positions where they have to kill other people to save themselves, and how they will behave. He even gave Gi-hun the opportunity to kill all the contestants so that he could survive on his own. And honestly, there was this other aspect of the show where it kind of showcased the frontman as a parallel to Gi-hun, but Gi-hun, the frontman, took the alternate route. And in that alternate route, he kind of killed everyone and saved his own skin. And he was trying to see himself that, yeah, Gi-hun, I know you're questioning this too. I'm going to show you that humans are inherently evil, that we are like this, and that you're going to make the same decisions I made. And then Gi-hun just proves him wrong and was like, nope, I'm not like you at all. And that, like, you could see emotionally that got to the front man. Like, that was a really interesting viewpoint. I feel like it was thought out as a well done sort of sequence, but it was kind of killed from the aspect that we didn't really get attached to the front man, even though we saw him a lot in season 2. It's like, I feel like if we were given more of the backstory of the front man's experience in Squid Games, we might have a more hooking sort of attachment to him and seeing the parallel from a more gripping standpoint. But without that backstory of the front man, it feels like, I mean, yeah, we were given hints about his past through subtle dialogue, but like without that entire visual depiction of it, I feel like we don't have as much of an established connection with him, which would kind of impact our ability to connect with this entire parallel there. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's the policeman. I think everyone considers this guy the most useless person in the show. Oh my god, you're chasing these guys and you don't find them to the last episode, and even then you do nothing. I feel like he makes this entire show human. To the point where he is in search for his brother. He doesn't know where his brother's gone. And then he discovers that these games exist. He infiltrates them, discovers his brother's still alive, and then he's just trying to find his brother. His brother shot him, but his brother let him live. He's trying to get back to the games to see why his brother is doing all this. What can he do? What can he put an end to all these games? And it just yes, he was completely useless. But he wasn't useless. Like, he was useless in, like, the aspect of his purpose in the show, but from the narrative standpoint and, like, the deeper aspect of the show, he was probably one of the most important characters that kept us from questioning, how is this going unnoticed? I mean, like, yes, it's going unnoticed because of a lot of factors at play, but he showcases how it goes unnoticed. Like, this is a very mildly thought out thought, so bear with me here, but, like, it's like, yeah, I'm searching for the show. I'm searching for the games on the island that's happening. But the reason the police won't believe it is, firstly, because it's absurd. And secondly, because there are so many people at play, like the people at the port, who are going to make sure that you can never find the island. And only through certain extreme circumstances, with people escaping from the island, and the discovery that, oh my god, the ship captain was actually in collusion with the island, with the game runners, that he was able to discover a path to the island, and running into the people who were escaping the island, that he was able to find his way to the island, but just nowhere near in time to save anyone, showcasing that no matter what they tried, the authorities can't intervene in this from any of their abilities, from ranging to believing that it even exists, to the point where even if it exists, they can't reach it in time without losing all evidence of anything happening there, and even catching anyone in the act. Like, I feel like this, his entire purpose in this show was to make it a little more believable on the aspect of the authorities' standpoints of not being able to put an end to these games, and give you the aspect that these games will run no matter what. Like, the entire purpose of this entire season, along with that entire selfish depiction of it, of trying to prove that humans are selfish inherently, it was trying to showcase that if people try to create games like these and run them worldwide, which you're seeing, there's nothing no one can do to stop it, because no one's going to believe these games exist. And even if they do, it's very simple for them to put it into hiding. With the money they can invest into the project, they can make sure police never find it, and if they do that, they won't get any evidence to try and find out who's behind it, or that it even properly exists, or prove to the world that it exists. And I feel like that point of the show just makes it a little more human and believable. And honestly, that's all I can talk about right now. I feel like there's so much more I want to talk about this show, but like, all these thoughts are just developing a little further in my head, and I can feel the wheels turning, and I just want to think about it more before I talk. But yeah, I might make an update to this video if people comment their thoughts too and expand the discussion. But otherwise, if I have any thoughts and I expand the discussion myself, I'll make a follow-up. But if not, that's my thoughts on Squid Game as a whole. It was an absolute beauty of a show. I loved it. I once again say I gave it a 95%. It's a good goddamn show. So check it out if you haven't. I mean, if you're watching this, obviously you have checked it out. But like, let me know your thoughts down below. Peace.